Yeah, got to go that way.
Someone up there?
Yep. You can just see their front tyre.
Ah, yep, righto.
This was our spot from last time.
Our spot from last time. And it's
Nice and green.
oddly green. Well, do you want to jump out and
Stand where it should stand.
mark the spot? X marks the spot.
Yep.
Well, we made it to Stanage Bay. Weather's not as good to us this time as it has been previously. We drove through a bit of mud on the way to get here, and it's a bit bleak, it's a bit grey, but
I sat in the wrong chair.
we're just gonna sit under cover for a little bit until
In a wet chair.
in a wet chair. Actually, it's you must have dried it out already because I can't really feel the wet.
This one's wet. That one wasn't wet.
Well then, why did you say this chair was the wet one?
No, I said I sat in the wet chair.
Oh, you did. Oh, that's right, you did too. Oh boy. What is it? It's not even 1 o'clock yet. We're going to try out the new Mossy
Yeah.
Zappery doodad. We bought, it's a Thermacell, I think is the brand.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Do you know where you are?
Oh, where are we today, Yolinda?
We're at Stanage Bay.
I do know where we are this time. It's a bit of a regular haunt for us. All right, well, we're mostly kind of set up. I'm going to check the forecast. We may end up putting the walls around here. It's going to be like this.
Oh, maybe.
There's no wind though, so the rain's kind of coming straight down at least rather than blowing in sideways.
And if there is a breeze, you'd cut it off.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I've tilted mine right down there, so you can see the angle I've got going on. And I don't know whether you can be able to see this there, the water coming down off of that already. Yeah, need a bit more of an angle on your awning, hey? Can you drop a leg?
No.
Okay, I asked, to be fair, I asked. Alright, we'll finish getting set up. So we've curried lamb tonight.
It's going to melt.
The plastic is. Yeah, it's a bit hot. It's
Man overboard.
not dark enough yet to tell, but yeah, these would be glowing if it was dark. It's pretty hot.
It's burning already.
It's almost too hot. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, do you want to take it off and stir it, or stir it
Yeah,
and
no,
then
take
take
it off and stir it. Got it burning?
a little? Yeah.
Angry little witch's pot. Can you hear it?
Yeah. Bubbling away like nobody's business.
She's angry. Oh, wow. While we get the in inverted commas
Watch your
rice
toes.
sorted.
Oh, I can feel it. I can feel it bubbling while I'm holding it like that. Boy, that's
No,
level. Kind of level.
yeah,
Nothing's overflowing. That'll do. So, what are we doing with the rice here?
Well, we're just
It's not rice. It's
we're just serving it on
broccoli and cauliflower.
Yeah. So the idea being we're going to just mash that a little bit and turn it into a rice concoction, for lack of a better word. Making sure everybody gets the right nutrients from their dinners.
You're just going to mush it up in that?
I'm just going to chop it up in there.
Yeah, right, yeah. It's making a funny noise.
So we'll get that ready, and by the time that's done, that should be not bubbling anymore.
And might be close to being at an edible temperature.
Yes.
Alright, I need to put this somewhere when I take it off too, don't I?
Put it on the side there.
Okay. Actually, you've managed to not have that too mushy. So this is like a combination cauliflower, broccoli, rice. Okay, I've got to get that expression.
Too late.
You should have seen the expression I just got. It was like, of course I managed to do it right. Ellen was very disgusted with me just then.
Yeah. I don't know. Young people these days.
That looks very red for a curry. Surprisingly tomatoey.
Very tomatoey. Oh, look at that. That is perfection.
That is going to taste awesome, I've got to say. You pretty happy with that?
Oh, yeah, it'll do.
Yeah, it'll do. Yeah, so I've got this lamb curry on a broccoli/cauliflower rice. How healthy are we?
Yeah, you didn't see how much oil went in here.
Shh, don't tell anyone.
And what I'm going to do here, this is for Grumpy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to hide all the veggies.
Right.
Right? Okay.
Secret. Okay.
Secret. Right.
All right. We happy with that?
I think that will work.
Alright, so we're having another crack at drone fishing. Feeling lucky today? It's a bit windy, which is a little bit of a concern. What could possibly go wrong? I keep saying that, don't I? Alright, well that was far too windy down there. Kind of scary. I don't know if you could see it very well, but at one point the bait and seekers underneath the drone were swinging quite viciously. Nearly lost it. So back to conventional fishing today. But as my drone skills are not required, I'm going to be sitting back up here in the shade. Boy, that was hard to say. I don't know whether you can see this, but
And he's like, did you ever find Jason's stubby cooler?
yes, I found the stubby cooler.
You found it?
No, I'm not touching it.
I'll touch it.
Boom.
Boom.
So the summer solstice was a couple of days ago now, and it's just gone past midday. And this is what it means. Shadow is basically right under me. Sun's directly overhead. Don't know why I put the camera up. I'm sure you know what the sun looks like. But yeah, this part of the world, summer solstice means that the sun is right on top of you in the middle of the day. Also, it's a bit hot. How are we travelling here? Oh, don't do that. Oh yeah, I've got a few. Anything in here? So what did, how many did we get in here? Oh, there's a few. Not making rules at the moment, though. Oof, oof. There you go. Jeez, they're quick. This is easy somewhere. Alright, so that ends
Day 4.
3 nights here.
4th day.
3 nights?
3 nights.
Yeah,
Yes.
that ends 3 nights at Stanage Bay.
We can't lose track.
We're in holiday mode. Don't know if you can see the sea behind us, but it's a pretty good spot here. Anyway, we're heading back to the highway now, further north, and we're going to try out somewhere we've never been before, which is Potjie Pot. Apparently it's a nice place.
4-wheel drive access only.
Yeah.
So
Now we've had blue sky here for a few days now, but it was a bit overcast and drab and rainy before that. But up north of Mackay, they've had a lot of rain. Now Notch Point is south of Mackay. It's south of Serena. So fingers crossed we'll be okay.
we've got all the recovery gear.
Yeah. It'll be an adventure one way or the other. Anyway, it already feels like it's 35 degrees and it's just gone 7:30. But we'll pack up and get moving.
No, I don't want to.
Oh shit.
Got a flat back wheel. Yep.
Alright, so the bitumen starts just around the corner there.
I reckon you make it to
And
there.
hey?
Make it to the bitumen. Get it to work. Easier to work.
Yeah, but I mean, but you still got the shoulder. Doesn't really make much difference.
Yeah.
Alright, so here we are, changing the tyre. Just got back into the car after changing the tyre, which, as is the case with most things that we do, well,
We don't have a clue what we're doing. We have to make it up.
Yep.
But
So it turned out we were using the wrong end of the tool, try and lower the spare tyre out from under the back of the end. And I had a look at the dashboard when I got back in the car. It's 45 degrees outside, according to the temperature on the dashboard. No wonder we're all fading.
all right, that's excitement for
boy.
today.
So we finally got the spare tyre changed over, and we're off again. And the tyre with the flat, which was thrown on bedding here because there's, well, that's the most convenient place to put it at the moment. And here we go. It was like 30 seconds before we hit the bitumen. Now we're on Seal Road again. Oh well.
And we're off.
And we're off. See how it's wet there?
Yeah.
So that like the top of that's wet. That's been wet, and you can see it there. But you come around the back, and this is dry. That's all dry. Good morning. So we made it to Notch Point. This is our first morning here. We got in last night, and I don't know if you can see all the bugs down here, but they were insane. So there were a few places on the way in that were kind of interesting. But I watched a few others do it on YouTube as well, so I kind of knew what to expect. And the advantage of having the this little guy was there were a couple of places, or one in particular that I can think of, where the big rigs had to go through a great big puddle of water, almost a lake. But because of our size, we could just go up and around and avoid it that way. I still had to go through a little bit of water to get here, but nothing that bad really. My main concern was there's been a lot of rain north of Mackay in the last few days, in the last week or so. And although we're south of Mackay here, I just didn't know how much of the tail of that weather was here and how full all those puddles were going to be. But the road was okay. We made it.
And just in case you forgot, we're at Notch Point.
I did actually remember that. I'm never going to live that down. Anyway, it's high tide at the moment, so I don't know how well you can see from that angle, but I've got just an embankment here, and it's sand just over that crest. Basically, as far as you can see, the grass here is as much grass as there is. It's sand just over that. We had a beautiful clear sky yesterday. It was too hot, actually. It was really hot and fairly still. But we did have a beautiful sunset over that way. Not that you know, looking at it this morning, it's a bit grey and a bit windy. Sunset yesterday was pretty special. The bugs are everywhere. I probably should have wiped the bugs down before I started making coffee. And this orange light running in the kitchen here behind the camera didn't seem to help. They're everywhere. Haven't seen any this morning yet. Yep, I was making a frothy. Well, I should be happy with that one. If you're wondering what I'm doing here, I just use that cup for measuring. So about half a cup by the time I froth it out is about the right size, roughly. I love this little coffee pod machine, but the light to tell you it's on is not very bright, and in daylight it's a bit hard to see sometimes. There's another couple I've just started following. What are they called? All around Australia, or I don't know. I'll have to put it down below. It's not a typical video, like there's no speech in it at all, done to this sort of thing, but it's really well shot and well edited. It's just really nicely put together, their videos. Anyway, they've got a coffee maker similar to that, but it's got an inbuilt lithium battery. You know, and I do kind of like my gadgets, so when that gives it up, I think one of those could be on the cards, I reckon. I don't know if Yolanda heard me say that. She didn't react. I might have got away with that one. So we got in here a bit late. As I said, so we just grabbed the first spot that we could find. So we will probably, I think, go for a bit of a walk. The rest of the campground is down that way. We'll go for a bit of a wander today and just see what else is out here. Maybe I need to be using a bit less than half a cup. Anyway, coffee time. We've come for a bit of a walk this morning and found probably somewhere better. Yeah, this is not a bad spot at all. So we're just around the other side of that tree there.
So you can see the orange caravan through there, possibly.
Oh yeah, yeah, you can see the orange caravan through there. Just the other side of it. So that's just a little bit further around the way. As Yolanda just mentioned though, mango trees means green ants, so we don't know what that situation is.
But mango trees also means mangoes.
So I was reading a comment on Wikicams and somebody said when you get to like turn left and go up through what looks like going through the bush, because if you stick to the right it's a bit steep on the way down.
Oh yeah.
And I'm guessing
that's
the intersection they were talking. That's the fork in the road they were talking about, because that one does look like it's going to disappear into not much.
Yeah, and that is quite steep up there.
Yeah. I think the comment was it's steep on the way down as well, so once we get over the top of this, it might be a bit of a drop. Alright, so this is a little bit hairy, so there's yeah, right down there that I don't know if I've been too much of a hoe to tackle. Even this one here is pretty steep. Oh, that's quite the drop.
Yeah, it looks like people.
Yeah. And yeah, and unusually, there's a concrete pad here. Why? Don't know.
Maybe somebody had.
Now it is way windier here, and I don't know whether that's because the wind has picked up or because it's just more exposed out here compared to where we've stopped. Well, that would probably be like if you turn left up there, like that commenter on Wikicam said, maybe you don't have to tackle those, maybe you come out down this way or something.
Look that way. There as well.
Yeah. Anyway, there's quite an open area here, isn't there? Potentially room for a lot of vans. It's a bit isolated, a bit deserted at the moment. Right, so just had a chat with a fellow back there who's been camping here for a couple of days. He reckons up on the point of this beach ahead of us is a whale carcass being washed up on the beach. So we'll just take a wander up and see what's going on there. On one hand, it's a shame it's so overcast, because I think this would look a lot better under a blue sky. But given how hot it was yesterday, you know, having the clouds in the way is probably not such a bad thing anyway. I found something here. Piece of vertebrae or something, I'm guessing, looking at that. So there's another bit of vertebrae there. There's one just down there, one a bit further back. This is a big section here. Anybody tell me what bit this is? Yeah, that's a large chunk anyway. Oh dear, I nearly walked straight past this and then my nose told me something that was up here. Oh boy, you're lucky you can't smell that. Wind of it too. Let me get on the high side of the wind. Oh, phew, that was unpleasant. There's a fair bit of it left here. All the way up here though. I mean, we're above the high tide mark, so I wonder what happens. Did pong a bit. Oh yeah, I had to get away from there. It was a bit stinky, but there were maggots crawling out of the sand like quite a few meters away from where the carcass was. Makes me wonder how much of it is buried or under the sand, or it's just odd that they were collected in divots in the sand like a couple of meters away.
Yeah, it was weird.
So here's our boat ramp for what it's worth, not for the faint of heart. It's kind of mud, a few rocks, turning into soft sand, and down to there. So yeah, it's really only for small tinnies really. All these moo cows just won't go away. You know what that is? No, don't eat my camera. Don't eat my camera. What are you guys doing? Keep on having to just make sure they don't walk on these panels. Alright, there we go. So where are we today?
I think we're at Notch Point.
I did actually know the answer to that one. We're at Notch Point and we've been here a couple of days.
Oh look, you don't have a stubby cooler.
I don't. Well,
You lost it again.
we found it and it's gone again. Yeah, I don't know.
I'll find it later.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Oh, you found it? Oh, look at that.
We found it. Oh boy, we need to tighten this up a little bit. So we went to a puddle, it was about 18 months ago I suppose, something like that. And if you're not in the know, a puddle's a collection of teardrops. It's where a bunch of teardrop owners get together and they call that a puddle, which I think is the best name ever. Anyway, it was organised by Travel Bug. Fella's name's Mark, isn't it? So,
You're telling the story.
This stubby cooler I got from him. I'm going to have to raise this up a bit because I keep bumping my head against it.
Oh, what? The canopy's too low?
The canopy is too low.
Not that I've ever said that.
Well, you need to have the rain fall off, but there's no rain predicted at the moment. So let's just put a bit more height into that. Better. Now I am just going to hijack this main camera for a minute and just show you where we are. So that's our spot. Oh, overexposed. There we go. That's better. So that's our view from the kitchen at the moment. Not too shabby, hey?
Well, if you bring it back here.
There we go. Bring it back here. Okay, all right, I'm coming back here.
That's my view from the kitchen.
That's the view from the kitchen. That's a bit hard to take, isn't it, hey? Can you deal with that?
Oh, I am.
So what are we doing tonight? Mexican burrito bowls or something?
Yeah, burrito bowl.
I think the burner might be a bit dirty. It's one night the flame is fantastic and the next night it's a bit all over the shop.
So it's a little bit slower cooking at the moment.
Yeah, that's right.
So we sort of had stewed chips. I made some potato chips the other day. I think they were more stewed chips than fried chips.
Yeah, possibly they were. Yeah, possibly they were. So the drive-in, I mean, there's plenty of YouTube videos about others who've done it. So I was kind of expecting something pretty substantial. And it was interesting. There was a few puddles and it was like, it's definitely four-wheel drive only.
Except for the two blokes that just turned up in a...
couple of, wouldn't call them backpackers because they're on a ute, but a couple of French tourists just showed up in just a two-wheel drive regular ute. I don't know how they got this far actually, but there's a bit of water over there. They went, yeah, no, maybe not, and have turned around and headed back the other direction. But it was good for a workout. There was a few decent-sized puddles we had to navigate.
Yeah, I had to wade through.
Oh, you dipped your toe in the water. But it was good when we got here. I guess the encouraging thing was that while the drawbar was a bit wet, well, not a bit wet, there was the drawbar was wet, like that had been submerged completely At the back it was dry, so the bow wave had obviously stopped any water getting inside. We checked the kitchen here when we got here with the vents are and everything in there was dry, so no water got inside, so that's good.
So this is almost food for 3 days.
Yeah, for the two of us, that's going to keep us going a little while, isn't it? Today's day 6.
Day 6. Okay. So something that I found out about, now this one is looking a little worse for wear because I've had one that I've used before this, but this is day 6 and I've still got pretty much most of my lettuce healthy. The idea being, you buy the smallest version of a lettuce that you can and you wrap it in silver foil with the shiny side in. Not sure why that makes a difference, but shiny side in is absolutely the only way to go, and your lettuce will be
That's actually looking perfect, isn't it?
quite nice and crisp.
That's looking perfect.
So the other secret is don't wash it before you use it or wrap it. Just wrap it up and grab what you need when you need it. So we will wash this. I think I'm going to start adding up how much you've spent on Temu.
Well, that light from Ulanzi or Small Rig or wherever it was $20 or $25, and it was like $5 from Temu. So look at all the money I saved.
Yeah, but look how many times you go to Temu in a week.
Actually, got to tell you about my latest Temu purchase that is in transit. Got a Starlink Mini over the side there. I don't know if you can see it. I'll use this one. So that's our Starlink Mini. Just bought it. If I put my hand on there for scale, you can see it's about the size of an A4 piece of paper.
You sound like the Starlink ad.
Well, that's about what it is. So it's way easier to kind
It's
of...
wider than an A4 page.
Is it about?
No.
Boy, do you want to get out a ruler and measure it?
Yes.
Anyway, it's way easier and lighter to lug around rather than the Gen 2 that we've got at home, which might be for sale soon. But it sits on the floor or on a table or something like that. And I saw an ad for a disc that you put up under it, and then on the other side of that disc is a tripod stand thread, a 1/4 inch tripod stand thread. So got one of those, which means we'll basically be able to mount that on a tripod.
Yay.
And I've got a few tripods in my collection. Well, there's 2 there. Oh, that doesn't really count, I suppose. There's another
and
one.
What about the one you lost?
Yeah, well, temporarily lost.
Oh.
There's somebody having a go at the...
Yeah, I don't.
See, if you've got a 4-wheel drive, that's fine, but that you may have struggled with that.
I didn't really want to get out the recovery gear.
Is
It's too
that going to be in the shot or not?
too far buried.
Oh, you might have seen that, not really sure.
Yeah. I mean, we've got the recovery gear, but I don't really want to use it.
Yeah.
It'll make it dirty.
Can't have dirty recovery gear.
No. So I'm not about dirtying dishes when we're camping, so I'm going to improvise here for a second to warm up my beans.
They don't even call it woolwood, they call it firewool. Woolwood is what Andy calls it.
Right.
Must be the English term for it. Good catch. Got to be the English term, I guess.
Oh, what a catch again. Breeze just picked up.
Bought this wood on the way in at Ilbilby, which is on the road just before you turn off to get to Notch Point on the highway. Let that do its thing for a while. Look at that, pot's inside of a pot. Do I have too many cameras, or not enough, or just the right amount? So I've got, well, two phones over here.
Are we including or excluding the ones you didn't bring?
Well, just the ones I brought, I suppose. Two phones there. Then the one I'm holding, plus that one there in the kitchen.
I don't know where to look half the time. However, I am looking at my sunset.
That's the oh, look at that. Hang on a sec. Let me pop that down here. And I'm going to grab this one and bring it around here. Yeah, last night's sunset was pretty special. I mean, have a look at that. I mean, there's no kindling on there at all. But that one bit of firewool, as Bunnings call it, and that's all. That's fine. Don't need to do anything else to that. Look at you go with your makeshift pots and pots. Have you ever done that before?
Oh, probably.
I don't remember seeing it.
Yeah, but you've only just started paying attention, seeing as you're videoing everything.
That's not completely untrue either. I think the only reason you submit to be making these videos is because it puts me in the kitchen with you for a while.
Yeah,
is that about right?
Somebody to talk to. Yes, absolutely it is.
Well, there we go. It does have some sort of positive outcome.
Yeah.
Means we've got to talk to each other though.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Why would we want to talk to each other?
All right, I'm going to grab...
No, it's not done yet.
Oh, it's not done?
No. Because some of us are allowed cheese.
Oh, yes.
Some of us are not. So, for the some of us who are allowed cheese, they can have twice as much as the ones that aren't allowed.
I'll have your share too.
Yep, that's it.
So here's what we're looking like. And I mean, I know I didn't actually do anything there, but that looked pretty quick and easy.
Yeah, what do you think I did?
Okay, fair enough. Standing in the shade on purpose?
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. That'll fix you.
I don't want that. I can't keep my eyes open if you do that.
Alrighty guys, that's it for Notch Point. We've been in, what, 3 nights now?
Yeah.
And we're all packed up like that. and the tide is up. And it looks so much better when the tide's up. It's just we've worked it out so that the tides have been up first thing in the morning and then after dark, and we've been looking at low tide most of the day, but that's just the way the cycles work sometimes. Other than that, on to the next destination.
So, Serena.
Yes.
Okay, I'll try and remember when we get there.
Okay, good. Did we come over that way? That is the way we came over, didn't we?
Yeah. Okay, looks like they're stuck.
So we just jumped out of the car. There was some tourist Spanish. Did it sound like Spanish to you?
No,
yeah, it sounded like Spanish. Had this like a long wheelbase van. They were trying to get through this bit ahead of us that I'll show us driving through next. They should not have brought that in here.
I don't know how they got in.
I don't know how they got anywhere. There's a high bit. So there's I'll show you this in a minute, but there's a little puddle, well, not little, there's a puddle you can drive through, or a high bit you came around. Now when we came in, we came over the high bit, but while we were helping out these guys in the van, saw another ranger drive through that puddle and it didn't look that bad, so we'll go out that way. But yeah, they were very close to a tree and very close to rocks, and
No,
we had
they
to
hit
get
the
some
tree.
ramps, and yeah,
So,
didn't really do any damage, luckily, but
scuffs.
anyway, so yeah, we're back in and we'll keep moving. But yeah, don't bring long wheelbase camper vans in here. That's the pro tip for the morning.
Yeah. I noticed that somebody's actually chopped a tree down up there to make access easier.
Yeah, we got dirty, but that wasn't that hairy.